Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and happy holidays! In the last video in my Come Learn With Me series, I showed you how to use Grok to make long-form videos for free. Today, I'm going to show you how to level that up by adding audio, voice, and music. I'll walk you through a few different options, and I'll also show you the setup I personally prefer. Before I show you how to actually add the audio or music, there are a few key principles I want you to keep in mind. The biggest one is this: your video should lead, and your audio should follow. What that means is you don't want to force your video to match your audio. You want your audio to naturally fit the rhythm of what's happening on screen. A really simple trick is to watch your video once with no sound at all. Just watch it and get a feel for how long each clip actually is. Once you do that, pacing your audio becomes way more natural and everything stops feeling rushed. Once I've watched the video, the next step is coming up with a voiceover script. Since ChatGPT helped write the 5 scenes for the video we made with Grok, the natural thing to do is just ask ChatGPT to help write the voiceover too. That way the pacing already matches the video, instead of trying to force it after the fact. Here's the original script we wrote in ChatGPT. You'll notice it starts with the scene number, the scene name, and how long each scene is. Knowing the length of each scene is really important for pacing because it tells you how much space you actually have to work with. Once that's clear, the next step is just asking ChatGPT to help turn this into a voiceover that fits the timing of the video. So what I do here is take the original video script and use it as the foundation for the voiceover. Because each scene is already timed, I don't need to guess how much to say. I just ask ChatGPT to match the audio to what's happening on screen. The goal isn't to narrate everything, it's to support the visuals and leave space where the video needs it. That's why the voiceover is short, paced, and broken into simple lines that fit each scene. Once I have this version, recording the audio becomes a lot easier, because the timing is already figured out. Now that we have a paced voiceover script, I want to show you my favorite method for actually adding the audio. For voice, I love 11 Labs. The reason I like 11 Labs is because it gives you a really good text-to-speech option, with a good assortment of pre-stock voices right out of the box. You can also create your own voice style using a simple prompt, which makes it easy to match the tone and style you're going for. What really matters for adding voiceovers to animated stories, though, is control. In 11 Labs, you can control the speed, the stability, the similarity, and the style exaggeration, so you're not locked into one delivery. That control makes it much easier to slow things down, add pauses, and match the pacing of your video. Another big reason this works so well and makes things easy and seamless is that you can see the exact length of each voice clip. That makes pacing simple because you know immediately whether your audio fits the scene or needs to be adjusted. Once the voice is recorded, the next step is bringing it into CapCut. Here you can see how the audio lines up with the video. We have 3 6-second scenes and then one longer clip that's about 11 seconds. That last clip combines the final 2 scenes because they were similar and flowed better as one moment. Most of the time, adding the audio is more of an art than a science. It's a little bit of trial and error, but because 11 Labs shows you the exact length of each voice clip, it's really easy to make small adjustments. You can add or remove a few words or slightly speed up or slow down the speech until everything fits naturally. Once the voiceover is dialed in, the next step is heading over to Suno to create a simple instrumental track that enhances the video and gives it a more professional, polished feel without overpowering it. Next, I head over to Suno, where adding music is really easy. Just like before, I go back to ChatGPT and have it help me write a prompt. One important thing here is to include the type of video you're working on, so you can ask for a musical style that actually fits what's happening on screen. Once you have your prompt, all you need to do is paste it into the style section in Suno. Make sure you don't put it in the lyrics section, since we want an instrumental track. Hit create, and Suno will give you 2 versions to choose from. You can pick the one you like best, or slightly tweak the prompt and try again if the first 2 don't quite feel right. And don't worry about the length of the song. You can always trim it down in CapCut to match your video. I also want to quickly touch on using Suno for both voice and music together. While it can cut out a step, it's usually not the ideal way to enhance your video. In my experience, it often takes a lot of failed attempts to get the lyrics spoken clearly, and even then, it's pretty hit or miss whether the pacing actually lines up with your scenes. That was actually the first method I tried when I started making videos, so I've spent a lot of time experimenting with it. What I found is that separating the voice and the music gives you way more control and makes it much easier to match the audio to the video. That's why I prefer using 11 Labs for voice and Suno just for instrumental music. Before we move on to adding sound effects and watching the final video, I want to quickly touch on another text-to-voice option, which is Google AI Studio. Google AI Studio includes text-to-speech using Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview TTS. And while it does work, I personally find it inferior to 11 Labs for this type of workflow. The platform itself is much more cumbersome and not nearly as intuitive. One of the bigger issues I've run into is consistency. The voices don't clearly differentiate between male and female, and accents can shift between generations, which makes it really hard to maintain a consistent character. I've also found that the processing time from submitting the text to getting the audio file back takes noticeably longer, especially when you're iterating and making small changes. So while it's an option for basic narration, for animated stories and videos where timing and consistency matter, I still strongly prefer 11 Labs. One last thing that can really help level up your video is adding a few subtle sound effects. Pixabay is a great free resource for things like wind, ambience, or background textures. Just like music, sound effects should always sit lower than your speaking audio. They're there to support the story, not overpower it. With everything layered together, let's take a look at how the final version of our video came out.
A small puppy walks through the park, quiet, calm, and a little unsure. The puppy wanders too close to the curb, still curious and unaware. The boy notices the puppy, bends down, and gently comforts him. The boy and the puppy walk away together, calm and unhurried. Then they break into a carefree run, happy without a care in the world together.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, or at least didn't hate it, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And if there's anything you want to learn, a tool, a workflow, or a specific type of video, drop it in the comments and I'll do my best to make a video just for you. I'll see you in the next one.